It's that time of the year again where every morning we're talking about the pollution crisis in the national capital. Another day, the Delhiites have woken up to a smoggy sky as again pollution levels have hit a peak in the national capital. Considering the amount of farm fires and stubble burning that's being reported in neighboring parts, Delhi's overall air has improved. The air quality has gone from the severe category yesterday to the very poor category. It's not something we can celebrate. It's still very, very dire. At the current data that's coming in really is that Delhi's pollution, the air quality is at 372. And in most parts, it's in the very poor category. The air quality in the Delhi University area remains very severe, which is worse than the very poor category. Amid this crisis, the Delhi government has called a meeting of all departments at noon to discuss ways to reduce Delhi's own share of pollution. The Delhi government has time and again come out to blame stubble burning in neighbouring states for this rise in air pollution. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court will be hearing matters related to vehicular pollution and could also take up the pollution crisis in Delhi as most of North India is gasping for clean air, which turned toxic due to a number of factors: crop residue burning, low temperatures and also slow wind speed.
कल तक का जो डाटा है वो 32,734 हैं इंसिडेंट्स आए हैं फायर इंसिडेंट्स। हाँ, पूरे पंजाब में लास्ट 2 दिनों में एवरेज 5,000 आ रहे हैं एक दिन के। कल आए हैं हाँ 5।
इसमें जुर्माना कितना लगा अभी तक और
इसी 43 लाख।
दिल्ली का मौसम है ये प्रभावित होता है आसपास के वेदर सिस्टमों से। जहाँ तक अब जैसे विंटर चल रही है, लगभग विंटर ऑनसेट होने वाली है, तो इसमें क्या है कि वेस्टर्न डिस्टर्बेंस का नंबर इंक्रीज हो जाते हैं। तो फिलहाल मैं ये कहना चाहूँगा कि कोई भी सिग्निफिकेंट वेदर सिस्टम ऐसा नहीं है कि जो दिल्ली और आसपास के एरियाओं को अगले 4 से 6 दिन प्रभावित करे।
स्मॉग छाया हुआ है, धुंध अभी नहीं शुरू हुई है, स्मॉग है और उसका आप असर देखिए। हम लोग एकदम इंडिया गेट के पास मौजूद है, लेकिन इंडिया गेट किस तरीके से यहाँ से स्मॉग में नज़र आ रहा है। और दूसरी तरफ जहाँ पर हम मौजूद हैं ये राजपथ है, सामने की तरफ राष्ट्रपति भवन है जो पूरी तरीके से एकदम भी यहाँ से नज़र नहीं आ रहा है। और जब मौसम अगर साफ होता है तो बिल्कुल सामने यहाँ से राजपथ से नज़र आता है राष्ट्रपति भवन, लेकिन स्मॉग है। ये कोई धुंध नहीं है ठंड की वजह से, ये स्मॉग है, ये पोल्यूशन है जिसकी वजह से विजिबिलिटी इतनी कम हुई है कि राजपथ से राष्ट्रपति भवन नहीं नज़र आ रहा। हवा हल्की चल रही है, जो AQI दीपावली के बाद 1000 पहुंच गया था वो कम तो हुआ है, लेकिन पराली का भी असर आया है। और यही वजह है कि 400 के आसपास AQI दिल्ली का बना हुआ है। कुछ इलाकों में 350 है तो कुछ में 400 के ऊपर भी है। और अगर जैसी उम्मीद है अगले कुछ दिनों में इसी तरीके से अगर हवा चलती रही तो शायद दिल्ली का जो हवा है वो कुछ साफ हो सके। कैमरामैन मनीन के साथ हिमांशु मिश्रा, दिल्ली।
I want to take this across now to Ashutosh Mishra, who's reporting for us live from Kalindi Kunj in Delhi. I'm sure you've seen some of the footage that's emerged from this area of the toxic Yamuna. Ashutosh, good morning. In the national capital, we've got a number of issues to worry about. The air pollution as well as now water pollution, considering that very, very worrying images that we're getting from Kalindi Kunj of the Yamuna River.
Well, Akshita, good morning and to all our viewers. If you call it only the issue of the national capital, this will be clearly injustice to the people, those who are living in NCR. As we know that for what is essential for life is water and clean air. At the moment, not just Delhi, but the entire NCR is clearly polluted. The reason, what we saw post-Diwali, how AQI suddenly gone multifold up, and at the same time, stubble burning in the neighboring states. So here, at the moment, I'm standing in Delhi. You saw the report by Himanshu. The President House was clearly invisible from Rajpath. Now, if you just could take you pan these shots here in NCR, right beside, beyond that river, that's Noida and the adjacent districts of the national capital. Clearly, the NCR, look at the visibility, it has gone almost dead now. Few meters away, those twin towers, clearly invisible. So that is the situation of the NCR at the moment, and particularly the border areas of the national capital, which are most polluted, most toxic air. Now, let's talk about the Yamuna, the water, which is another essential. Now, Yamuna is clearly a major source of the water supply for the national capital. Where we are standing, this is the territory of Delhi, the froth which is flying over the, floating over the river Yamuna. Now, where this water is coming from? Let me take you to the source first, because what is essential to know, unless you hold the authorities accountable, there is barely going to be any, improvement. Now, the water which is coming from, we know the source of water is coming from Haryana through Uttar Pradesh. There is a barrage. You can call it a small dam. The water which is released with control, having such a flow, that already toxicated water which is already besides the Delhi's jurisdiction, the territories that is coming from Haryana via Uttar Pradesh is already so toxic. When it is released with control, it already releasing the froth. For example, in a bucket, if you just put out some washing powder, shake it well, you see the similar froth. This is what the chemical reaction of the toxic water has resulted into. Now the froth is coming. And clearly, several over the years, we have heard the authorities, the government from the national capital, from Haryana, from Uttar Pradesh and the centre government, that there will be a clean Yamuna mission. Has it really been clean? Well, the results is quite visible. So unless all these northern states which are directly related to the river Yamuna, who have their responsibility and accountability, come together, form a policy and then show their efforts, these images will continue to haunt the people over the years, even from now, Akshata.
This is scary to say the least. Ashutosh, for the moment, thank you for joining us live and getting us the reality check of what the situation currently is on the ground. The air pollution in Delhi right now is in the very poor to severe category. What does that mean for us? It means long-term impacts to our health, because if you look at really the air quality index right now, and if you look at the particular matter 2.5, if the AQI, the air quality index is 22, it's equal to smoking 1 cigarette. And that's nowhere near Delhi's air pollution levels. Right now, if you look at Delhi's air quality and you compare it to what the data experts have given, it's equivalent to smoking 28 cigarettes, and that's what you and I are breathing in every single day in the national capital right now. Also, the data that's been put out in 2019, due to air pollution, 17 lakh Indians died because of the toxic air around us. That's essentially 18% of the global deaths being reported from right here in India. Now, what's also very, very tragic is that many infants are unable to survive in this kind of toxic air. And the data is that in 2019, 1.16 lakh infants died within their first month of birth. If this doesn't wake us up to this crisis at hand and the need to immediately deal with it, nothing really will.